if you look at the logic of referring back to another trade, while you're in that trade, are you managing that trade? No. You're managing fear about another trade that you can't make more on or lose more on. So your mind's divided. So the way you avoid all that shit is not to give it any energy in your journal. You take every experience, positive or negative, profitable or negative, a loss, and you make it an instructive, positive installment in your development. When does your development stop? When you're dead. That 5 handles is plenty. And you can split it up and make your whole 25 handle career on multiple trades or one individual trade in the morning that gets 5 handles and you're done for the whole day. That releases you from all of the expectations of being in front of these charts longer than it's necessary, which is good. You want to limit that. So if you get your trade 5 handles when you're first starting out, turn the charts off. Look at everything afterwards in hindsight. Don't be lured into doing more because something moves around quick. You don't want to add to what's already been given to you, and that's your goal. Stop. That's what profitable trading is. Having a goal, a business model. Okay, we call it a trading model, but it's a business model. You know, Foot Locker don't go out there and say, you know what, we're doing so well selling shoes, we need to get into the fucking pizza business. Let's start selling pizzas and burritos. You know, because who wouldn't want a fucking Foot Locker burrito, right? That shit don't work. Okay, you're not going to upset the model that works for them. Okay, and vice versa. You have a model. You sit down. You've done all the work. You built yourself up. You're learning this, and now you settled in. You're going to look for 5 handles in the E-mini S&P or the Nasdaq, one or the other. I'm preferring ES, and I think you should do that too. If you want to go into NQ later on when you have more, ability, that's fine. But when it moves fast, it can be wild and it can hurt you. It's a little bit more chaotic. So just be mindful of that. Don't be afraid of it, but in the beginning,
Check, check, check. Mic check. Yo, yo. What up, what up? What's good? How we're doing today? Thank you for joining. All the early people, I see you every time. Welcome. Excalibur, brother, how are you doing? Waiting for you. Love from India. 2 funded accounts because of you. Thank you, man. Let's go. But it is in the end all you, because you did it, not me. Right? You studied, you journaled, and you made it work. So don't thank me, thank yourself. Right? What up, what up? New trading week, guys. Last week of the monthly candle. Last fucking 2 streams of November, right? Last. Yeah, I will be back in next year, I guess, then. Maybe in 6 months again. But thank you for hopping on the stream, guys, once again. You know how we do it. We're gonna break down the charts, right? We'll do a little bit of Q&A. See what you guys have for me and what I might have for you. And yeah, I think we'll start off the week properly, right? Well prepared. And if you're well prepared, you're going to execute with confidence as well, right? That's important. So always make sure to do your weekly analysis on the weekend, right? See what your expectations are for the weekly candle, what the next daily candle might do, because you only need to predict the next daily candle, or if you're trading the lower time frame, the next 4-hour candle, right? You don't need to know whatever else is happening. All right, so stick with that. Let's start selling motherfucking pizzas. Yes, yes, ICT pizzas and burritos. Yes, I had to turn it off after that. I was like, okay, he's drifting off. Let's turn it off. How we doing? I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you doing? Tiago and Yazin. Lots of energy today, yeah, man. A lot of powder has been consumed. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't do that. Only sugar powder on my pancakes, of course. Right. Yeah. So, what up, Carl? 17 talks. What up, Jared City? See you guys. The regular crowd. Still didn't shave my head. I did. Look. I did, but it is cold outside, so I'm wearing a beanie. You know, It is cold. Yesterday was like 2 degrees, so Celsius, of course, not Fahrenheit. Otherwise, I would be dead. Have a nice week, Alex. Thank you, man. What up, TC Murray? If not time frame alignment model, what would be your second model of choice? Ooh, let me think. Probably next day model from MMXM. Yeah, I think that's one of the best models there is. Yep. Last stream today? No. Well, the last stream will be on Friday, guys. So Friday I will do a giveaway again. And that's gonna wrap up the entire year. And then who knows when I'll be back on YouTube again. Probably maybe March next year, maybe April. We'll see. Looks like you're about to rob a house after stream. I've been made. Okay, guys, we gotta wrap it up. I've been made. I need to change clothes, right? Winter begins. Yeah, man. It's 2 degrees outside. We had a little bit of snow as well. Okay, we're gonna hop into the analysis in a sec, guys. 1:45 here. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for hopping on. Can you explain your swing model? I don't have a swing model, sir. I trade time frame alignment, which is on my YouTube, if you haven't watched it, of course. But in essence, it's order pairing smaller ranges within bigger ranges. And basically try to look to pair up buy orders with somebody's sell order and vice versa. And I trade a lot of CSD OBs. I love that. It's one of my favorite intraday entry is a CSD OB or IFEG, but it has to be on the hourly time frame. No lower time frame. No 15-minute type of IFEG. You know, just 1 hour is goated. Trust me, 1 hour. Stick to the fucking 1 hour, okay? Stop going onto the lower time frame if you are inconsistent and you're not profitable. Like going into the 5 and the 1 minute, you will get blasted if you don't know what you're doing. Greetings from Nigeria, Emmanuel Elzinando. Welcome, man. What up, my guy? Oleg, what up? And Righty123 Abel. Shiny. Yes, shiny head. Yeah, for sure. How am I doing, Liban Likata? I'm good, man. What about you? How are you doing? BTW here. Oh, what up, man? Welcome. From the group. Is it Black Friday discount for LOC? There will be a Black Friday offer. Yeah, it's gonna be valid for like 48 hours. But I'm gonna do a giveaway anyway. Not just Black Friday. I'm gonna do a giveaway Friday stream as well. Either monetary or a one-on-one call. We'll see. Okay, we need to hop into the analysis because people probably like, man, what the fuck are you talking about? Get on with the analysis. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I have to catch up. We have to catch up, man. You don't catch up, you're lacking. Okay, so where DXY is at right now, right? It just purged this high last week, and it's kind of stuck in a... It almost looks like a consolidation here. So there's a very high probability that it still can drop lower for discount. Or even reverse, because I do think we have SMT on the range itself. Yeah, we took out the range high, so we have to see how it behaves once it goes back into discount, right? Where it is right now, I wouldn't want to touch it for higher. However, if it starts to displace out of the consolidation upwards, right, it's still a possibility that we're gonna go... What am I looking? Euro, GBP USD. So there's still a possibility, but I'm still favoring majors to go lower. We have a lot of sell side here, and also on Asia and London lows, there's a lot of sell side here. So if there's displacement lower on majors, I think we're good to set the high of the week today probably already, but we'll have to keep an eye on what this stuff does over here, right? Yeah, we definitely have to wait a little bit. And we have Thanksgiving on Thursday, guys. Listen, Thanksgiving, that's a type of bank holiday you don't want to trade, okay? There are bank holidays that you can trade, like I did last week or 2 weeks ago, right? Where a lot of people were just not trading for some reason. But at Thanksgiving or Christmas or that type of bank holiday, when the stock market is actually closed, those days you want to avoid, right? The other bank holidays like Veterans Day or whatever, you can just trade. Like it's not when the stock market is closed, you know. If you have a bank holiday where the stock market is closed, yes, you want to avoid it, right? There's going to be low volume, especially if you trade indices or right. So listen to him. 1H removes the blur. Improved significantly since I joined this group. Yes, Alex. Man, I'm preaching this always, man. 1 hour time frame. I swear my biggest trades are on the 1 hour time frame because I try to catch the daily expansion and the weekly expansion, right? So there's no reason for me to go into the 5 minute or 1 minute time frame to catch an intraday reversal when I can literally wait a couple of hours to see, let's say Euro USD. Like this morning, I actually wanted to short EU this morning, right? Let me just replay that. When it was over here, I was like, okay, if we close below here, right? We have these two down close candles. If that happens, we ran the highs here into a level with SMT on the high, right? That could potentially set high of the day. So I'm going to wait until it closes below here, right? But it didn't close below, so there was no setup, right? So that's why waiting is so important. Let's say I went into the 1 minute or the 5 minute in this occasion, right? Let's say there was SMT on this high, right? There was a value gap created after closing below another up close candle, right? And I wanted to short, and I would have shorted here, and then I would have been stopped out, right? That's why the 5 minute is not trustworthy if the other time frames are not aligned with it, right? So if these bullish candles form on the 1H and you're looking for a reversal on the 5 minute, wait for at least a swing high to form or an indication that there's a CSD, right? That's very important. It's very, very important. This week looks promising. Yeah, I think so too, man. But we need to get in early in the week because Friday or Thursday is Thanksgiving. And Friday, I'm not sure how Friday will trade, honestly. We'll see. We have a new 4-hour candle here. Yes. This is the occasion as well, right? The 4-hour looks extremely ugly. Not sure what it wants to do. There's still a daily fair value gap above us on EU as well. Could reach it, but the conditions are, for me, not worth to really engage. But I do believe if we have a proper closure on the 1 hour, right? And in this occasion, this IFG probably will be formed, right? But I would still wait for a closure below this candle, right? Because I want this candle, which is the one that ran liquidity, right? That one needs to get closed below. That's, for me, that's important. Now, if you're impatient, there's a super neat trick you can do. You can click on the line here and then go to alerts, and then there is that once per bar close right here. If you click this, it will only alert when it actually closes below, right? So if you're an impatient person, use these alerts for real. Yeah, man, for real, no cap. The chat is going really fast. Sorry if I'm missing messages. Too old to read chat fast, right? I would be a very terrible Twitch streamer, I think, if I would stream video games or something. The chat goes so fast, it's crazy. And then again, like 90% of the messages get ignored anyway. But I'm not trying to do that here. 1H entries change my trading? Yes, sir, that's good. Hi, Tom, bro. What up, Chandra Sakar? Not looking like anything will set up today. Maybe tomorrow better. I think today will set the stage. Probably later in New York. It's sort of moving right now. I don't mind even if we drop from here, even though it looks like it's equal highs, right? But there's also SMT on the range it formed. So where is it rejecting from right now? Who knows? Type in the chat. What is this? Where are we rejecting from right now? Nothing, or I don't know. Let me know, chat. What is this? I got stopped on EU. There's nothing really to trade here. Rejection block? Yes. So this is a rejection block, right? So rejection block is also a PDRA. It's just like a fair value gap. Only it's not a fair value gap. It's a rejection block, right? Still an area where price can reject, as the name says, right? So back in the day, I would be like a little bit anxious that we have equal highs, right? But if, and this is important, if there was SMT on the PDRA, which is the rejection block, then it's still valid and leave that liquidity for later, right? I am seeing buys on the EU. Well, good luck, man. I'm not seeing buys on EU, or at least not. The sells are not ready yet, but I definitely don't see buys. If I look at the daily time frame, this is not something where I would say, okay, this is in a clear uptrend. This looks like it's doing this, or am I like missing something here? Or what you are probably doing is you think it will go higher, so you're expecting buys, but we need structure, right? Ideally, we need structure. So we need a violation of a bearish daily array, and then I would look for buys, right? You don't have to get in right now. It's too early. At least for me, I don't trade like that, right? I will have my higher time frame confirmed by the actual higher time frame. We need you to be here. 6 months is too long. Two times a month would be okay. Can you? I can't promise, bro. Like I can't promise. Okay, I haven't checked out Nasdaq, but let's do that first. Okay, so if you guys remember from was I live last Friday? I think so, right? Yeah, I was live. Pretty sure. Last Friday, I think it was over here, yeah. Price still went lower, but like I said during the stream, I don't think it will have a significant move because we already like dropped significantly and we did not retrace back into premium, right? And then at the end of the day in PM session, it actually started creeping back into premium, right? So right now, the thesis is still in play, right? So I want to see it go back into premium. If it actually sells off, right? That's where it should sell off from. Ideally, you wait for Monday to pass, especially because it gapped up, right? What you want to do, or what I would do for confirmation, is wait for it to trade back into this big imbalance, right? It acts like a magnet for price, right? And then see how the daily candle closes. If we have a nice closure below previous daily high, right? So it closes within the candle. And especially if it closes below the body, that would be ideal. Then you look for sells the next day, right? DXY EU has SMT at the lows. That is true. That is true. But SMT is only confirmed when there's CSD, right? And there's no CSD going on over here right now on the daily time frame, right? So even though it took out this high, that does not mean it's going to reverse because there's no indication structure-wise. This is what you got to understand with SMT. You need to use SMT the correct way, right? You go with order flow first, violation of PD arrays, and SMT confirms CSD, and CSD confirms the SMT, right? So you want to have those two things in harmony, right? So try to do that. Right, you don't have to get in at the lowest point of price. You ride the distribution phase, right? That's what you want to do. You want to catch the meat of the expansion, and you don't have to get into the reversal of the candle itself. You want to enter around the opening price of the candle, obviously, or below it if you're buying, or above it if you're selling, right? Or close to it, not at the end of the expansion, but you want to catch that meat of the body. Where's MMXM? This is my channel, man. It's just me, bro. Come on. I'm a person as well. It's me. OTE, man. Why are you spamming Liban all the time? Do I have to mute you, sir? Look at this guy, just typed Liban 100 times. Stop it, man. Stop it. Wait, somebody asked just, where was it? Man, the chat is going too fast, man. Are you short GU? No, not yet. Not yet. I want to see a nice closure below this candle first. I don't want to... Here, this is what I just explained. I don't need to get into the highest price of the weekly candle. If I know there is going to be a distribution phase on the intraday level, right, on the 1H and 4H, then I want to engage. Then I know the confirmation is there that the weekly candle might expand lower, or the daily candle, right? So just patiently waiting. Patiently waiting. Not looking for buys. Let me remove this before anybody thinks, oh man, this motherfucker has a 1 hour fair value gap marked out. He's looking for buys. Press buy now. Right? No, that's not the case, man. Pay attention. How do you use standard deviations? I don't use standard deviations. What do you think of JUR 40? And I see it on my on your watch list, but I see you doing an... No. I don't know why I have this here. I don't know. Maybe from older days. I literally only trade EU and GU, but I have all this on my watch list. Because when DXY is in a consolidation, I tend to look at some other assets, right? But typically I just look at them and then I don't trade them, because I would just rather wait for EU and GU to get proper structure and volume, and then I'll engage again. Because I'm not in a rush to take a trade, you know, that's the thing. That's the beauty of being aware that you don't have to engage every day or even every week, right? How many trades a month do you take on average? Depends on the month. If it's very clean price action, I can take up to 4 trades a week, which would mean like 16 to 20 trades a month. And if it's shit, I maybe take 1 trade in a week, or maybe 1 trade in 2 weeks. Then it would be like 2 or 4 trades a month, right? So, but typically I would say around 10 to 12. Yeah. What are we... chat, what are we thinking about Euro GBP? Are we going to go higher? I hate this asset so much. I think it should still go higher, honestly. So that means a weaker pound. It looks so ugly. We have one... Okay, we have one bearish inside candle, which could be seen as inducement for lower, honestly. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay with higher. Even though this asset is absolutely horrific to predict where it will go. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. I think so. What about gold? Yeah, we've been talking about gold for the last few weeks, right? On stream. This asset is terrible to trade, in my opinion. On the lower time frame. And on the higher time frame, it's actually pretty decent if you're very patient and you swing trade. There's a lot of money to be made with swing trading gold, but lower time frame is absolutely horrific in my opinion. I still think it should go lower. For me, this feels like we had an expansion cycle, a reversal, and now we're in consolidation, right? We already poked into this FEG here earlier, right? But we're still consolidating, right? So this kind of... There could be one more run up with this weekly candle into this high and then we sell off. But I don't think you should look for buys on gold. And I'm saying that because we have the weekly range here, right? And we're not in discount. That's the issue. That's why I still think it should go lower. And DXY going bullish in my thesis works as well with the gold lower, right? We want to see strong bullish DXY and then gold sell off. That makes more sense. How to practice to read the tape like you? Which one is more useful, backtesting or hindsight? I would say live price action, not even backtesting in the software or anything. Literally monitor the sessions, right? See what price is doing and try to predict what the next hourly candle or the next 4-hour candle is going to do, right? I would not do tape reading on backtesting software because you're lacking a lot of information as well, right? Especially if you trade EU and GU, you should always focus on Euro GBP. You want to see what DXY is doing, right? You want to have a kind of a feel what the economic situation is in the world, right? And the sentiment. That's easier when you do it live, right? With live tape reading. It takes a lot longer. You cannot skip candles in real life, obviously, right? But I think it's more beneficial to do it like that. Because I literally, when I practice how to read order flow and know how price should behave, right? I just watched every single session, London and New York. Whenever I had time, I would just watch the entire session, see what it does, right? And if I saw something happen, I would write down for, okay, this just happened, then this should happen afterwards. And then I journal it, right? And then I see what kind of mistakes am I making when I'm tape reading or when I'm determining what order flow should do, right? GBP is weaker than Euro. Why not short? Because I want to see confirmation first. I'm not just because one looks weaker, I'm not going to short because that's, you know. What a drip, Tom. Yes, sir. You like it? My Whitechapel on my beanie as well, bro. Yeah, I went to a concert last night as well. All the way in Tilburg, like it's at the border of my country. I had to drive like 1 hour and 20 minutes. Some headbanging, you know. Do you only use 1H CSD or also 15 minutes? I prefer 1H, but here's the thing. If there's like a lot of volume, like now there's not a lot of volume, right? So then I prefer 1 hour CSDs because you're not gonna miss the move, because if there's a lot of volume, these 1 hour candles will be massive, right? We're gonna have candles like compared to this, right? If there's a lot of volume, then you need to go to the 15 because you know, okay, there's a lot of volatility. I need to go to the 15 because the 1 hour, if you wait for the 1 hour CSD, then it's gone, right? It's gonna close all the way down here. It's not gonna retrace back to the OB or premium, whatever you're looking for, right? Metal band? I thought you were on a Playboy Cardi arc. Why Playboy Cardi, bro? Like what? How does this look like Playboy Cardi? Brother, man. Shaking my head, brother. What are you talking about? What's the range on DXY? It's in the consolidation range right now, so we're kind of forced to wait for confirmation, right? Because there's still a scenario it could drop back into this gap here and then move higher. I'm still expecting higher, right? But there's no high probability structure here right now. For me, it would be confirmed if we actually start to close above here, right? We would have a breaker, and I'm actually expecting that is very realistic because we have this rejection block here and we have SMT on this range, right? but it's still in a consolidation. So I'd rather be wait a little bit longer and rather be safe than sorry, right? Same with EU. We have SMT on this range, so this rejection block should be valid to hold price for lower. It doesn't necessarily have to run this high, right? It can. That's why I'm waiting for more confirmation, and I'm expecting EU and GU to drop lower, right? Tom, you are the Johnny Sins of Forex. Please don't mind. Oh, you're not the first one who said that. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a married man, so I'm not Johnny Sins, right? I'm just a bald man who was a chef and now turned into a trader. And I was also a plumber and a doctor before. And I had a brief job at pizza delivery, and also I was a fireman for a short period of time. But mainly trading right now. Yeah, definitely. ICT is also live collab. I don't think he knows who I am. Maybe he has seen my posts. He has never acknowledged me or anything or posted anything. But that's fine. That's fine. I'm very grateful for what he has provided for all of us, right? It's just beautiful. Any thoughts on indices? Yeah, I think it. Like I said earlier, I don't think you were here, but it should be drawing into this massive gap here, and then we'll see what happens. I would wait for today to play out, right, and see how the daily candle closes, because that's gonna give a lot of information on what it wants to do for the next day, right? If we, for example, it trades back into that premium level like I just outlined, and the daily candle is gonna close below this wick here, it's probably gonna go bearish tomorrow. If we have a strong closure above this body here, we might just continue higher, right? Then this might be the low. So I would definitely wait for the daily candle closure. And it's only Monday, so no stress, right? Take it easy. How do you calculate position size in MetaTrader 5? I mean, surely you can Google that. Or use a free, you have free MetaTrader calculators as well out there. So... and it's different per broker as well, right? The volume on one broker is not the same as the other, right? You could open up a 10 lot on oil on one broker, and then it requires one lot on another broker, and it's the same monetary value, right? You have to check your broker as well. Would you ever do Word of Wisdom or Titans of Tomorrow? I don't know what Titans of Tomorrow is. Word of Wisdom, I don't think so. There have been a few people on there who I deem not trustworthy, so I don't wanna go on there when these people are there as well. I don't feel it's genuine then. I'm not gonna call out whoever I think is not genuine, but yeah. Proof is very easy to find, and if you cannot find any proof of profitability, then it's pretty clear to me, right? Yeah. Pretty much. I think taking it easy is hard for me sometimes. I think I try to force positions too often. I've gotten better at sitting on my hands and making myself not do that, but I get antsy sometimes. Yeah, I think everybody struggles with that as a learning trader, or even if you're more advanced, right? Like, you can fix it by setting alerts, right? And if you still ignore your alerts and just go ahead and do it, you need to think about that you're depriving yourself of the potential wealth you can acquire to not be reliable on other people, right? You are building something for yourself, and that you don't have to slave away for the next 60 years, right? Or 50 years or whatever. How old you are, you know? Like, is that not motivation enough to say, okay, I'm not gonna push any button right now, and I'm gonna stick to my plan, right? How long does it you usually take to pass a prop firm? Depends on price action, man. But I try to do it within 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks is a nice window. You should find 2 to 4 setups in 2 weeks. And if you have like 50% win rate, you might just barely pass it or not. But 3 weeks, I would say 3 weeks is the maximum. I don't think you should take more than 3 weeks, because you also have to abide by proper risk management, right? And if you're randomly risking 1%, then 0.5%, then I'm risking 2%, it's going to be skewed, right? So Nasdaq pushing up into the premium level, right? There's a unbalanced piece of price action over here. I think that's an area where price can draw into on the minimum. That would also be between the 70 and 79 OTE level, I guess. Yes, so barely inside the OTE. Is this actually exactly the CE? I mean, yeah, it is. Look at the little bulbs here. Right, so this is a nice area where price should go into. Black Friday offer. I'm gonna tell you something. I have the most basic plan on TradingView, like the 120. It's $120 per month, I think, or per year, and I don't want to upgrade. I'm greedy. I don't need to upgrade, honestly. Like, well, what I'm gonna need it for, you know? For what? For what, man? You check Bitcoin and USD JPY. I will check Bitcoin. Bitcoin in the gutter, bro. Yeah, we talked about this 2 or 3 weeks ago as well. When it was up here, I said it would drop into the gap here, right? And last week, Friday, I told you guys it's probably going to take out this low as well. So I still think that, and I think that should still happen. Looks like a big magnet on this low here, so yeah, looks pretty good for lower. Like, I would not buy any Bitcoin right now. That's something I personally would not do. Definitely not. Long-term view on EU and GU and DXY. Listen, this is what I do, right? I don't need to predict the yearly candle or even the monthly candle. I just want to know exactly what the next daily candle is going to do, right? What the next weekly candle is going to do, and what happens in the future 4 or 5 weeks from now, or even a few months from now. I don't care, you know. I want to catch my 2-hour trades within an expansion phase of the daily or the weekly candle, and that's it, right? That's important. Greetings from Colombia, mate. Pablo, welcome, man. Of course your name is Pablo. Sorry, man. From Colombia, of course. Of course it's Pablo. AB, what up? Yo, Tom, what up, man? What up? NQ is going up and YM is going down. Yeah, they have like a... Like, they correlate a lot with one is very strong and the other is a lot weaker. And then ES just hangs around. Like, ES is always the middleman. And then the bigger moves happen on Nasdaq and YM. What do you think tomorrow, EU? It depends on the closure, but I prefer lower, honestly. I don't think we should go higher. But yeah, I'll wait for closure, and then I'll have more information, right? Because I don't want to go against this current bullish order flow, right? So I'd rather wait and see if there's an actual range coming out of here. Because we might as well just go above this high, right, today. And that's still very possible. So that's why I don't want to get in too early. And I might be wrong about the bias as well, right? That's why I want to see that extra confirmation. And it's only Monday, right? So early on in the week, I don't need to catch the highest point in the weekly candle. I'd rather wait for price to close below here, for example. So this is a PD array formed, which should hold price for higher, right? If that gets violated, for me, that's confirmation that we're most likely going bearish and now have a way safer trade opportunity because I know I'm on the right side of the curve. Because currently this is bullish, right? I don't want the 1 hour, or this is the 2 hour actually. I don't want the 1 hour to be bullish when I'm looking for shorts, right? I want to have the 1 hour bearish as well. And then I catch the continuation. Tom, were you blonde? No, I'm dark haired, but now I'm bald. But my beard is red, so I don't know, man, what happened. I don't know. Like my hair is like dark brown, blackish, and then my beard is red for some reason. Yeah. Sorry for being late. Can you advise what I missed as of in today's live? You are late, man. For fuck's sake. Can't have that here. You will be thrown out of the stream right now for being late. But you're not missing anything because I'm waiting for candle closure. And I do prefer majors to go lower. And DXY to go higher. But I need confirmation. We still have bearish PD arrays, which can be stay respected. And then it can still move opposite from what I'm thinking. So I'm waiting. And NASDAQ, we had this push, and I still think it should go all the way up here, and then we'll see what it does. Depends on daily closure. So today is kind of a information gathering day, right? Hey, my favorite streamer, Pound Yen. What up, YG? How are we doing today? Thank you for joining my stream. Thank you for being my great friend, for joining me and hitting that like button on the YouTube stream as well, YG. Or I'm gonna remove your moderator status. Hit it. Barbarossa? Yes. Yes, Barbarossa, yes, exactly. Yeah, Captain Redbeard. Right. Do we have only one monitor to trade? Isn't it easy to trade for check extra bless you? Well, brain lagged behind. Yes, I have 2 monitors, but I typically just scroll through everything on one screen. I don't know, I just always do that. It works for me. It works for me, man. Your views on BPR forming on 1 hour GU. I would love that. I would love that. I want to see lower, so I'm waiting for closure below this candle. We should have a CSD OB then. So yeah, we'll see. It depends on what if it actually closes below, right? Should go lower, honestly. Just don't like how the 4 hour is looking right now. There's equal low, so everything lines up for a nice move lower, right? Bro is wearing the metal concert merch already. Yeah, I went to the concert with this merch, bro. Like this is my. I actually wear this almost every day because I'm a bum. I don't have clothings. I never buy clothes as well. I don't know. I still live in. I don't like to spend money, right? Even on like. I just hate spending money. It's probably my heritage because I'm Dutch, right? I love to scout discounts. That's what I love. Something is in a discount, I prefer to buy it. Like I bought a treadmill, YG. I bought a treadmill because I want to get more active in January. I'm gonna be like lazy in December still because it's the holiday month, right? And then I bought a treadmill because it was it had a discount because it's Black Friday, right? This week. So I have a treadmill, and the next month it will get delivered at the end of the month, and I can put it in front of my PC, and then I can trade and run at the same time. So when I'm in drawdown, I try to run extra fast so it can't catch up with my stop loss, right? And then I can do that at the same time as trading. That's beautiful. Letting the low risk print literally skyrocketed my win rate. This is the key. He found the key. That's it. Like, this is what I always preach, man. You don't have to get into smart money reversal. You don't have to get a sniper entry. You need to have confirmation on what side of the curve you are on, right? And then you trade. And the confirmation happens when the low risk buy or the low risk sell is printed and there's a next leg printed out of it. That's when you want to look for the trade setup, right? Do you pay a lot of taxes in the Netherlands? It's terrible. It's actually terrible, bro. I get why everybody goes to Dubai, right? I'm getting violated so hard with taxes, man. You can go to the gym, no need to buy a treadmill. I mean, I guess so, but I don't really want to leave my house either, right? I prefer to stay indoors. I don't like talking to people I don't know, or constantly greeting people. I don't know, I'm probably retarded or something. Socially retarded, I guess. If I buy 10k FTMO account and I trade only gold, Euro USD before take trade, how I know how much lot fulfill my consistency? I'm not sure what the question is here. I think you need to rephrase it. Me no understand, man. Can't be as bad as England. Well, if you make more than 73k a year, everything above 73k will be taxed for 48%. Yup. Seems fair. You are a chef before? Yeah, I was a chef before, yeah. Graph what you explained, please, about the entry. Look. Okay, here. Look at this. Okay. Sell side of the curve, yeah? Key level over here. Smart money reversal. Low risk buy. This is where you trade. This is where you order pair. You wait for this to print to confirm you're going into buy side of the curve. You wait for a consolidation. You wait for a run lower. You have an AMD schematic. Key level in discount. You buy, order pair the low. You make tens of thousands every single minute. No, but that's literally the model I use. Like, and if there's no opportunity to get in above the consolidation, for example, because there's not a clear key level, you wait for CSD OB to confirm intraday. It's that easy. Like, no, I'm not in Dubai, man. I'm not gonna go to Dubai even if I can pay like 30% less tax. I'm just gonna stay in this country. It's fine. Autism? What do you mean, man? Are you calling me autistic? Are you calling my wallet autistic? An autistic wallet is not that thick, you know? So respect it. So tomorrow is the expansion day on GU? Very likely, yeah. Very likely. That tax is murder? Yeah. It kills my wallet. But oh well. What you gonna do? They don't have hagelslag? Yeah, man. Hagelslag is good. That's good stuff. Piece of white bread with butter, then hagelslag on top, right? It's chocolate sprinkles for guys who don't know. Oh no, piece of white bread with butter. Perfect. Perfect, man. All right, we have 10 minutes for the closure, and also the end of the stream. But then we have a CSDOB, and what does that mean? We have confirmation. And then if it does take out this high, I'm probably wrong about daily bias. Also a possibility, right? You come live every day? No, I only come live on Monday, and I come live on Friday. But Friday is the last time I will come here. So make sure you are here on Friday. We'll do a giveaway as well. If DXY is going up, we should short GU or EU. But if EU is going down and GU is going up, will you still short EU as they are not synced? That typically happens when DXY has no sponsorship or volume. And then you have to identify what Euro GBP is doing, right? So this one is probably displacing violently. That's why EU and GU will move opposite direction, right? I would sit on my hands in that occasion. I'd rather trade DXY's direction rather than just basing it on euro or pound strength, because then you might as well just look for a weak currency like a JPY and pair EU or GU up with that currency. Hello OTE, greetings from Kenya. What do you do when price doesn't make the low or high of the week like last few weeks? What do I do when the price doesn't make the low or high of the week? But it always makes a high or low of the week. I don't understand what you mean, brother. What are you saying, man? Yes, Robert. I'm. Make sure to come on Friday as well. If you're not here, then I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Any thoughts on USD CAD? My thought is that USD CAD is a headache currency. That's my thoughts. But based on dollar strength, I think it should go higher. Euro CAD and GCAD look pretty bearish. So Canadian dollar is kind of strong-ish. So it's kind of, you're pairing up a strong currency with another strong currency. But I still believe this should go higher based on dollars. I think the dollar is stronger than the CAD. Do you skip Monday? Sometimes, depends if Friday leaves price unclear for the next daily candle, then I would skip it. Afraid that this model will become common and get nerfed like ICT 2022 model. Nothing gets nerfed in the market, brother. Doesn't matter what model there is. It is literally all here. Like, this is maybe in your mind. Like, the trader is the one who can make it profitable. You can have the most proficient strategy and you can still fuck it up because you're not disciplined in waiting for the setup, or you're using retarded risk management and you still blame the model because it's not working. But in essence, you are fucking up, right? That's what you're doing. So the person using the strategy is the one who makes it profitable. The strategy itself has an edge, but you have to utilize the edge the proper way. Otherwise, it doesn't matter, right? That's why 90 or 95% of the traders lose, because they cannot have the correct mindset and patience and discipline. That's why nothing will change. Even if there's a super high probability trading model, nothing will change. They're not going to change the market. Liquidity is liquidity, and it will stay the same until the end of days. Like, humans don't change. Only a slight few can improve their behavior and get rid of the patterns and the inducement they endure, right? Patch notes incoming. OTE better find a new strategy. Yeah, they're patching ICT concepts. It's too overpowered. We have to go with Elliott waves. That should be meta for next year. Almost 50% of my trades are in news timing. What do you think? Trade with news or wait till the news is over? Because if I wait for the news to be over, my draw on liquidity is completed. It depends if you open up the trade exactly at the same time as news releases. That I don't think that's smart. But if you got in earlier, a couple hours before the news, or even an hour before the news, why not hold it, right? News is just a volatility injection. Now, if you trade CPI, FOMC, interest rates release, then obviously I would not do that. I would not hold through those news events if you're close to entry, because that's actually a seek and destroy type of news release. CPI tends to blast in one direction. It's almost never a two-sided event. NFP is a lot of times a two-sided event, right? So think about that. Yes, meta Excalibur. It's meta trading strategies. Can you suggest at which time I sit to trade? Depends on your model, brother. I can't say that. Like if you have an Asian session model, you should sit at Asian session, right? I can't tell you that. That's tailored to your own model and your own backtesting and your own journal. But what I do is I try to trade daily profiles, right? I try to either one of these two profiles, the classic buy or sell day, or London swing to New York reversal profile. That's the only two profiles I prefer to trade. And the classic buy and sell day obviously is the best profile there is, because you're trading an expansion with a clear AMD. But that doesn't form every single day, right? Oh, you mean when the weekly candle doesn't trade above its weekly opening price and just has no wick or a very small wick? I mean, that can occur if price is in an expansion phase on the daily time frame, for example, and it has no business trading higher on the daily. It will not create a higher or lower wick on the weekly candle, right? So you have to look at the context, what is happening on the time frame below it. That's why you need to pay attention to the hierarchy. Go with bubble charts next year. I'm not sure what bubble charts is, but or is that some shit here? Do we have bubble charts here? Step line. Oh no, step line. Is that when price is stuck? Then you use step lines? I don't know. I don't know, man. Where's the candlesticks? Candles. Step lines. Okay. Look, in 50 seconds, this 1 hour candle closes, but it's not closing below here, right? So for me, I don't like that. I prefer this to get engulfed, right? So we have a CSDOB. It doesn't mean that the next day 1 hour candle can expand lower. That's obviously still possible. But for me, this means I'm gonna sit out today, and then tomorrow there should be a POI printed for me to trade from, right? For CSDOB, do you only use the wick or only the body? If it's very small wick, I prefer to use the wick as well. But if it has like a long wick attached to it, I use the body, the opening price. Right, so it didn't close for me for a proper CSD. Now Euro looks a lot more bearish at the moment intraday because Euro GBP is probably going lower here. And my chart is frozen. Come on. For fuck's sake, man. My chart is frozen. Stream is still live, right? Yeah. Apparently, I'm not allowed to look. Okay, there we are. But yeah, this for me, this is an indication I need to sit out today and wait for more information. And I still prefer shorts, but if it doesn't give me the structure, I can't, obviously. And that's what I'm gonna do, right? That's what I'm gonna do. And yeah, I just want to say, whoa, it's going dark. What the hell is happening? Oh yes, there it is. Okay, guys, Friday, last stream of this year. Last stream, I'm gonna do a giveaway. Make sure to be there as well. If you're not here, well, then you're not here, obviously. But make sure to be here and hit that like button if you can. Helps me out on the channel. Giveaway Friday. Be here. Yeah. Stay safe. Make it a good trading week. Don't overtrade. Don't over leverage. Don't be a retard. Stay disciplined. And I'm out. See you later. Don't forget to hit the like button, please. Thank you.